Hegel believed there was an interactive or dialectic relationship between man and nature. When man alters nature, he himself is altered. Or to put it slightly differently, when man works, he interacts with nature and transforms it. But in the process, nature also interacts with man and transforms his consciousness. How we work affects our consciousness, but our consciousness also affects the way we work. You could say it is an interactive relationship between hand and consciousness. Thus, the way you think is closely connected to the job you do. So I just came across this quote and I wanted to speak about it a little bit, just in regards what we do with our life. It's not so easy to just up and get a new job or change career, but it is easy to make a choice about all of your free time, you know, the hours when you're not at work and when you're at home and at leisure, they would say, if you're lucky to have any leisure time at all. And so there's a few examples that I just want to share with you that can maybe illustrate this point. There's someone that I follow on social media who's a very avid vegan and has taken up yoga. So, you know, they're a yoga vegan, like a superhero. And it's completely transformed their life. You know, they researched veganism and then they researched and took a course in yoga. And that's completely transformed their worldview, their outlook. And my wife, to give another example, she's been doing yoga for a good while and Pilates a long time before that. But just recently she's read or is reading now Yogananda's Autobiography of a Yogi. So if you've ever read that book, you'll know how it can blow your mind open and change your worldview. And this quote is talking about the job we do, the person that jumps out of bed and is passionate and goes to work and loves it. You know, they're ultimately living the real dream, because if you love your work, you never work a day in your life. And again, that's not so easy for everybody, but what I would say is easier is if you have free time once work's finished. Again, you might be tired, you might be stressed, you might just want to unwind, but if you want to bring something new into your life, can be anything, you know. Kanye West has adopted Christianity quite fervently, and it seems to have changed his life. If you watch some of the interviews that he's got now recently, you know, since finding Jesus and following in his footsteps, you know, trying to be a good Christian. My cousin is over in Saudi Arabia. He's like a Muslim, and I have so much respect for my cousin because of how he lives his life. Discipline, faith, belief, and he's doing it, and he works tirelessly and hard at what he wants. So I suppose the question that I want to pose to you, and by doing that, pose it to myself as well. How do we want to spend our time? What do we want to achieve with our free time towards a goal that, you know, we can be proud to say that we're putting time towards? And I'm enjoying doing this channel a great deal, especially when I am able to just come and talk and be more natural in my presentation. And I'm enjoying that and sharing the audio ebooks that I'll continue to do, and reading all this philosophy and learning how many different worldviews there are. You know, goodness, I'll have to do a video about that if you're interested, but there is a different way to live, many of them, and it's about inquiring into what could be different. If you've never looked outside of the norm, outside of the system for something different, then you won't be aware of what exists. And so I hope that maybe by following this channel and seeing the new audio ebooks as I release them has caused you to maybe look into them and see what sort of philosophies lie therein, and maybe one might take your fancy. Or I say all the time, just pick up a book, pick up an autobiography of your favorite person, your hero, someone you admire, and I guarantee you that within that book there will be 4 or 5 references to other books. And what I do often, book, reference, and all of a sudden I'm in a different genre and a different author because I followed a few threads and I got there. And it's benefited my life amazingly, all these philosophies and seeing different ways to think and live. And now I suppose that's what I'm trying to do with the channel, share it with you, so maybe you might find one and think, yeah, I'm going to look more into that. Or you might know a friend that has a different philosophy, a different way of living, and maybe, you know, something that I put out on this channel might affect you in a way that can change the trajectory of your life. And that's what I'd hope, and that's why I keep doing these videos. And yeah, get reading, get searching, because there are many different ways to live this human life, and don't be limited by what everyone else has always done before you. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.